Hi moms, I'm Tanya Roberts, owner of Lactation Connection and designer for Amamante nursing wear. I know right now during the COVID-19 pandemic, you're trying to keep yourself and your family safe. That's a little challenging, especially when you're going out to buy groceries and you want to keep something on your face. Many people are trying to do a bandana, tie it around their face, and that seems very insecure because you're having to touch your face to adjust it. So today I want to show you how to make a neck gaiter without sewing, with things that you have around the house. So for our purposes today, we're going to use a pair of the Amamante pajamas, but any pajamas that you have around the house would work. These are part of one of our pajama sets that we have with the access for nursing. But again, any pair of stretchy pajamas that you have around your house will work, because we're going to show you how to reinforce that for the purposes of keeping out any bacteria or germs from getting to your face. So what I would do is, first of all, let me show you one that I made, and this one is just made from again a pair of pajamas, and it's called a neck gaiter, and it goes around your neck and it's easy to stretch to pull up and down. So this pair of pajamas here, in order to figure out how to cut them and where to cut them to make your neck gaiter, you're going to, if you have a tape measure, that's perfect. But if not, I do want to show you that there's easy ways to figure out measurements by just using a paper towel. So a paper towel is approximately 12 inches wide. This is Bounty, so they're 12 by 12, so that makes it really easy. And what we want is a pair of pajamas that the leg is at least 9 inches wide. So in order to figure that out, if this is 12, I'm going to see how much is left. There's about 3 of these knuckles. From here to here on your finger is approximately an inch. So that's a good way to say, okay, that's about 9 inches wide. And you're taking that measurement not from the very bottom or the very top, but from the midsection. The only contingency would be that you do not want a pair of pajamas that's tapered down to a cuff, something very small at the bottom. You want something that just gently tapers down or doesn't taper at all. So in the middle of the knee, I'm looking here, I've got approximately 9 inches there. If I measure with my tape measure here, it is right at 9 inches, okay? Now you need it to be 20 inches long. So again, if I have a tape measure, I'm gonna measure, and I'm gonna leave the end on it just because this is a new pair of pajamas, but if they're frayed at the bottom, you can come up a little bit and cut twice, okay? But the easiest way is just to leave the end on it, cut once. Again, if I have a paper towel, and these are select size, so that makes it super easy. I just lay that down, I take my last section and fold it in half, and that's gonna give me a little bit more than 20 inches, but approximately. So if I take my tape measure here, I'm looking at 21 inches there. So that's good to go. So again, since I have a tape measure, I'm just gonna measure my 20 inches, and I've actually started cutting here on the other side, so let me show you what to do here. As far as your scissors go, you want to make sure that you have either sewing scissors or fresh, new scissors so that they're not dull. Otherwise you get a bunch of frays, but but jagged edges. Then if that doesn't bother you, just cut away. But for my purposes, I like it straight, so I'm going to go ahead and use some sewing scissors here. To get it as straight as possible, if you keep your scissors on the table, like the bottom is on the table, and you hold that fabric in place, it'll help you cut straighter than if you're trying to cut in the air. You definitely don't want to cut in the air. Okay, you don't want to cut up here. You want to make sure they're laying down. So now that I have that done, it's already a neck gaiter, because again, if you're using stretchy fabric, it's not going to fray at the ends. So a plain neck gaiter would look like this, and it would be ready to go. But we want to reinforce this. So turning it inside out, you want to take quilting cloth, or in this case I'm using a bandana, but if you can find 180 count quilting cloth, they come in little squares. Usually you can find them most places. Walmart even has quilting squares a lot of times. you can use those. The Surgeon General and the CDC recommend having that cotton 180 count cloth to really keep your self secure, keep that barrier. That's the word I'm looking for, barrier. There we go. So anyway, what I did here is I took a bandana. Again, this is just a plain white bandana. Any color will do because we're not going to see it. So you're going to want to fold it in half. And a lot of these are not super square, so this one's not super square, but fold it in half as best I can, and then fold it in thirds. If you do not sew, you can just use safety pins. And again, you're going to want to safety pin it just to one side, like so, or like no sew. No pun intended. Here we go. So that's pinned inside there. Now I can go ahead and turn my neck gaiter inside out like you would normally have. I've got the cloth extra barrier on the front side. I can put it on like a normal neck gaiter. I can wear it in the car like this. And then when I get ready to go into the grocery store, pulling it up like that, it's gonna, sorry I can't talk and put a neck gaiter on, but it is gonna keep your, it's gonna stay in place, unlike tying a bandana because of the stretch factor, but yet you have the barrier of the 180 count cloth there to keep you protected and your family safe. All right, well, I hope that helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to holler at us at lactationconnection.com or on the phone at 800-216-8151. Have a great day.